Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at a keyboard called the SAG65. So as you can tell from the name of the board, it is a 65% board. The board is gummy O-ring mounted. I don't believe I have reviewed a gummy O-ring mounted keyboard on this channel, so this is the first. Let's start with the PCB. The one I have with me is the hot swap version. The hot swap version only offers NC layout. It still allows for step caps lock, split backspace, and I believe it's like split left shift, yes. And if you're going for the solder board, you will have a lot more options. You have 7U spacebar and all the same things that I mentioned. They did mention that the most optimal experience for this keyboard is to use clip-in stabilizers, and they actually did pre-install some stabilizers for me, but I'm just gonna use the stabilizers that I actually pre-looped for this video, so I will be installing some of my killer stabilizers. As for our plates, they actually do provide 5 different plate options available to you. You will only be able to select one during your checkout. The one I have with me is the aluminum and the palm plate. We'll first start off with the palm plate. Afterwards, I'll try out the aluminum plate and see which one I prefer. So yes, this is a very simple keyboard. It comes with a plate, a PCB, your daughter board, your keyboard itself, and your gummy O-ring mount. That is all. There is no foam provided, alright? Our switch choice for today will be the V1 switches. V stands for Vertex and 1 stands for the first switch that they have released or launched. Before we get into the switches themselves, I do have to say this is one of the best packaging I have seen for switches. The box itself feels really premium, the entire unboxing experience and just looking at the box itself is really cool. The ones I have with me are factory looped. You can also opt for a non-factory loop batch of switches. They cost 30 cents per switch, and let's run through some of the specs. It has an actuation force of 50 grams and bottoms out at 62. It is a 5-pin linear switch that uses a 15mm non-gold plated stainless steel spring. As for the materials being used, it uses a palm stem and nylon housing. They are sold in packs of 10, 70, 19 and 110. The 10 is basically a trial pack to test whether you like the switches or not. I'm actually really excited to see how these turn out to be or how these sound. So I have pretty high hopes for this. It sounds pretty good from the stock. Installing the switches onto a palm plate with no foam it might take a while, so just take your time if you're building this keyboard as well. Now that we're done with our PCB and plate and switches, we can move on to the keyboard itself, and let me tell you, it looks absolutely stunning, alright? When you first look at the keyboard, the first thing you will notice is the side profile. The side profile on this is extremely intricate, it looks really modern, it looks really nice. They have a bunch of other colors as well, but the one I have with me is in forest green. Inside our case, we will find a glossy PVD plated brass weight, and let me tell you, from the back it looks crazy, it looks so cool. The daughter board was pre-installed for me because the one I have with me is a prototype, but it's a really simple gadget and really common thing that we use to connect our PCB to the USB-C connector. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is a gummy O-ring mounted keyboard, so this whole piece of case or this housing is a one-piece casing. There is no top frame, bottom frame, there is no screws that comes with this. All you have to do is put the gummy O-ring around your plate and PCB and push it in. An extremely simple build, but it looks really good. So here's how it sounds with the palm plate. Alright, the palm plate, in my opinion, sounds a little bit monotonous. It sounds really like there's no depth to it, you know? It sounds really flat. So we're gonna try the aluminum plate and see whether that does better. So now that the aluminum plate has been installed, let's take a listen and see how it sounds. Not the biggest of differences, but with the same switches and a different plate, you can't expect much of a difference. I definitely do prefer the aluminum plate over the palm plate. It does give it a little bit more depth, doesn't sound as monotonous or as dead. Overall, I would give this keyboard a 7 out of 10. It's really simple to build. It's a gummy O-ring mounted board that we don't really see nowadays, and the price point of $200 with the really nice design of this case, I really like it. I really like the overall aesthetics of it, but the acoustics is not something that I really enjoy that much. But as you all know, custom keyboards is all about personal preferences, so if you like this keyboard, please go check it out in the description down below. There will be running group buy really soon, if I'm not wrong, like really soon. There will also be a giveaway of one of these boards on the Moon KBD server, the people who created this board. So you can join that Discord server and try to get your hands on one of these keyboards for completely free. So yeah, go check them out. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm actually like sick. If you can hear my voice, it's like really different from how I normally sound. Yes. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. We are so close to 70k. We are so close. Please, let's get past 70k. Please subscribe. It's free, alright? So comment your thoughts on this keyboard down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.